And thank you, Mr. Speaker. I rise today because our nation is in crisis. One cannot overstate the absolute border disaster and national security threat that we've been living under as a direct result of Biden, Mayorkas, and the Democrats' deliberate actions. None of this is an accident. On day one, they got to work eliminating successful Trump border policies that had us at the lowest levels of illegal immigration in years. Actually, probably illegal immigration in our history. And from that first day, the Biden administration made clear that they would not enforce our laws and that they would not protect our country. They did this knowing the consequences. They ignored Border Patrol and Immigration and Customs Enforcement, whose officers warned that these actions would create an unprecedented disaster and dangers for Americans. And guess what? That is exactly what happened. President Biden and Secretary Mayorkas have opened our borders to more than 10 million illegal immigrants, including millions of known getaways, and God knows how many potential terrorists and narco gang members into our country. By the way, that's more than the population of 38 states. Mr. Speaker, we have had enough. Cities all across America are being overrun. Mexican cartels own the southern border. They're causing tens of thousands of fentanyl deaths in our country, ushering in a new era of human slavery and crushing our cities and towns. We're feeling the pain of Biden's border crisis, not just in New York City, where the border crisis is defunding the police department and other city services, but all across the nation, where it's driving up crime rates in our communities, it's letting fentanyl kill our children, and it's allowing terrorists into our nation. What's happening in New York City should be a wake-up call for cities all across America. But it's just the tip of the iceberg. Texas right now is being particularly hit hard and continues to have to fight its own federal government to be able to take care of its citizens. Our nation is less safe because our borders are not secure. And President Biden and Secretary Mayorkas continue to make things worse. It's clear they have no regard for the law. They don't want to secure our borders, and they don't care about keeping us safe. If they cared about keeping Americans safe, why would they want our public spaces, which are paid for with taxpayer dollars, to become massive encampments for unvetted illegal immigrants, many of whom are indebted to dangerous and violent cartels? Although this national security bill is an important reform, it's clear that as long as Secretary Mayorkas remains in office, our border will remain unsecured and vulnerable to human and drug trafficking. Taxpayers in cities all across the country are footing multi-million-dollar bills. Hundreds of thousands of families are losing loved ones in fentanyl-related deaths. The American people deserve better. I stand firm in calling for Secretary Mayorkas' impeachment, and I urge the Biden administration to work with border states like Texas to offer the support that we need to keep our communities safer. I thank you, and I yield back, Mr. Speaker.